Hey, this is Nate Carver with Between Two Doors. And if you're interested in buying land as an investment, you're coming to the right place today. We're talking to Brent Bowers. We're going to ask him a bunch of questions.
Hey, I'm Nate Carver, and welcome to Between Two Doors.
Brent, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, Nathan. Thanks for having me, man. Thank you.
All right. Hey, tell us a little bit about your background. I know you and I both served in the Army. I'd love to know some details there, mostly to see if we have any overlapping deployments.
Yeah. So I got in 2009, did my first Afghanistan deployment from November 2010 to November 2011. Then was home for a year in Germany and then back again for about a 4-month deployment. And then I went to active duty green to gold, where the Army selected me to become a active duty officer. So I went to college for 21 months and then back out to Colorado in 2015, and then finally got out in 2018 because I became a land investor, and I was making so much more money doing that. And I really got into land, really, was to get out of the military because I was tired of being away from home so often.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my entire enlistment time I moved every 11 months over 12
Hmm,
years. So,
I hear that. I
including the
hear that.
sandbox. So, good for you. Yeah. So, land. Where are you based? And then do you have a geographical area that you
Yeah.
service or cater to?
I live in South Florida, um, and I do quite a few land deals in the southeast of the country right now, and include Texas as well and Colorado. So, yeah, I don't go west of Colorado lately.
Nice. And how long have you been really focused on land? I mean, you got some overlap with the military, but
Yeah, my first land deal was in 2016. I bought a piece of land for $285 and sold it to a realtor for 5,000,
good for you.
and she
Those are
sold
good.
it for like 15,000. So she did good too on it.
Yeah. Wow. So I guess what would be, is there an ideal buyer that you are looking for or like to work with? Is that fair?
Yeah, one with cash money, whether it's monthly or no. I'll tell you what, they're all over the place. I used to sell a lot of land to truckers, and then I sold land to college students, to Latinos, just you name it, builders, developers. It's all over the map. I honestly don't care as long as they want to buy the land.
Hmm. Any size? I mean, we're talking from a lot to acreage.
Yeah, when I first started, it was like I felt like I did a lot of 5 and 10 acre parcels, and then I went to kind of more buildable lots. So um, I've never sold anything over 40 acres.
Okay.
I've always kind of worked mostly in the. Actually, no, I did one 80 acre parcel, just one though. Most of them are all under 40 acres, out of 350 lots.
Wow. Let me ask you this on the lots or the raw, is it raw land? And maybe the listener may not know exactly what that means. Is there any kind of development of that land at all when you're making that transaction?
None whatsoever. Most of the time, there's not even a culvert. It's just a piece of vacant land. There's not even a driveway on it.
Okay, good. And now I know you were joking. Cash buyers, cash is king. But there's your buyers, do they sometimes have financing needs, or is that an
Yeah,
obstacle for you?
a lot of times banks don't lend on land, so that opens a huge opportunity if I can become the bank. And there's a reason why the banks are the biggest, prettiest buildings in every city and every state. I want to be the bank. I like seller financing the land that I sell because it pays me. I'd rather get paid for 30 years rather than one time.
Hmm. Nice mailbox money. Excellent.
Mailbox money. Yep.
Yeah. Um, how about someone if they're interested in a piece of property in that land, do you run into zoning issues with that? Is that something that you can help navigate with them depending on what they're wanting to do with that piece of property?
Yeah, most of the time, 99% of the time, I usually just buy residential vacant land.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
It's
good.
already zoned residential. Those are the easiest to figure out what they're worth. That's kind of why I stick to that. Now we've done some zoning changes, not a whole lot. I'm actually changing a piece of land from residential to agriculture right now, which you don't see that happen ever. Honestly, it's because the county is not issuing a building permit, but they will allow me to build a massive barn on it if I put my 4 1 acre parcels together. So I'm actually changing it from residential to agriculture so I can sell it. Honestly, it
Oh, wow.
came from a mistake because we bought some land on a dirt road, and 90% of the homes in that county are on dirt roads. But now the county's changed something where they want me to develop the roads, and it's going to cost too much money. So we did a little test ad, like what would this sell for if we had a barn on it? Originally, I was going to build 4 barns, but they'll only allow me to build one with no permits. So, and we had a lot of interest. So sometimes you got to flex. Sometimes you got to, when you get lemons, you just got to make some lemonade.
Wow. So how are you finding your buyers?
Yeah, so many ways. I've sold so much land on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook buy sell groups. I love using land sales specialist real estate agents, the ones that are actually selling the land deals. How do you find those guys? You find them on Redfin, the ones that are selling the land, or Land Watch. We found them on Land Watch before, but I've used signs on the side of the road, like bandit signs, handwritten signs that say land for sale, like the number four. Um, $300 a month, phone number. Like, because my goal is to stack as many of these monthly payments together as possible. Like,
Hmm.
I truly want like rental income, but without the rental.
Nice. And let's see, do your buyers, when they see a piece of property, I think the thing that I would be curious to know if it were me, do they ever ask you about the development side of, what it's going to cost to put some of the horizontal
Yeah.
infrastructure in, like electrical, plumbing, sewer,
Yeah.
septic, who knows? Um, is there a, and I know that can be dramatically different from any one property to the next, but is there like a rough estimate on what something like that they might want to factor into that purchase?
Yeah, it's different in every area. And when the
Yeah.
buyers ask me those questions, if I know, I'll tell them, but I usually try and direct them to the right municipality, I think is the word for it, because it's all over the map. You know, every parcel's different. Obviously, I want to know as much as I can about it, but it varies from county to county, state to state. Depends on how far the lines are for electric, and sometimes the stuff is just off grid forever. Like a lot of the land I sell, in over the years, many of them have been off grid with electric, and they just have to drill a well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember doing a piece of property and I'd priced out septic and had it all lined up, and then there was a cataclysmic event that we all went through in life about 4 years ago, and when I went back to revisit that with the septic, the price had tripled. And
Oh,
anyway,
whoa,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
huge.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was that was a rough. That was a unique situation, but yeah, their demand, or anyway, it tripled. So interesting.
more
Um,
probably because more people are moving outside of the city, um,
yeah,
getting away further. So that makes sense, actually.
RV parks. That's what I think did it. I can't prove it, but it seemed like RV parks were popping up everywhere because people were
Yeah.
working remotely,
Oh yeah.
or build times on properties. How long does it take? So you got a property, you're listing it, or putting it out there to buyers on a cash purchase. How long does that process take, for that person can claim that as theirs or close on it?
Yeah, it's like from like the time I find a deal to the time I sell it. Are you saying?
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, I've sometimes there I can do it in 30 days. Some have taken 3 months. The average is about 2 to 3 months.
Okay, good. And then you own some land. Now let's talk about why they would want to buy raw land or
Yeah.
undeveloped land.
I'll tell you what, I've never had a piece of land I couldn't sell and I've never lost money on a piece of land yet. I've made a bunch of mistakes, but there's a certain, I mean, a lot of people want to own American land.
Hmm.
A lot of people want a place they can just go hunt or just hang out in their camper or recreate or ride their four-wheelers or their dirt bike or shoot their guns on. And another thing, we sell a lot of land to a lot of neighbors. I've never met a landowner that didn't want to own the land next to them.
That's true. I would love to buy my neighbor's land.
There you go.
Yeah, that's nice. All right, is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't ask you?
I don't know. I mean, this sounds like you can make a pile of money. I think, like if someone's looking to get started in real estate or they want to own a business, this is probably I think one of the best ones because you own an asset and then you can sell that asset and make monthly payments. You can sell the asset and the monthly payments. You can build literally a sellable, scalable company. It's really easy to scale. But I say a lot of this is simple, but it's so simple a lot of people won't take the action steps to do it. You got to be willing to get out there and take some action, get a little uncomfortable, have conversations with people, make offers. I don't want to sit here and preach that this is like so easy, a caveman can do it, but it takes an hour or two a day and it takes some steps. But this is one of the oldest businesses out there,
Mhm.
buying and selling land, really.
Yeah. So we have on the calendar, I'm not exactly sure when this is going to get published, but we have just had a national election and the market made a shift on election day. So, and then about a week from yesterday, a new administration takes over, new policies. Are you seeing any trends, not necessarily a crystal ball, but any trends that you're seeing and what you might expect in 2025?
I don't know.
There you go.
No clue, man. When COVID hit, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna lose everything. But people bought more land than I've ever seen.
True.
So I honestly stopped guessing. I don't try and time the market. I want to be, I'm that MVP. I want to be on the field. I want that ball. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
that ball. There's several types of people. There's the people that sit on the sidelines and then there's the people that are on the field, they're playing, but they don't want the ball. And then there's people that are on the field and they'll kill to get the ball. And then there's the people that don't even buy the tickets
Hmm.
and they don't even show up to the arena. So the ones that are going to make money are the ones in the arena playing the game. And that's, my only sports reference I've got. But
There you go.
I
Yeah,
want to, I want to be in the arena.
I hear you. Yeah. When's the best time to buy real estate? Today. It just
Yeah, or
is.
10 years ago.
Or
One or the other.
which one can
Kind of
you
like
do?
kind of like
So,
planting a tree. There's two good
yeah,
times to plant a tree right now and 30 years ago. Preferably
that's right.
your grandpa planted it for you or bought the. But I never had it. My grandpa never bought any real estate. My 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 great grandpa never bought any real estate. So my grandchildren are going to inherit a ton of real estate. I don't know how I'm going to set that up yet, if I even want them to, because I don't want them to turn into booger heads. But there's going to be like I was telling my daughter, I was like, you don't even like she's 7 years old. I was like, you don't even know how rich you're going to be one day. Like if like the amount of so we're taking land money and buying more real estate with it. It's
Mhm.
nuts. We're doing with Dave Ramsey in reverse. The snowball effect.
Yeah,
It's turning into a snowball.
nice. Wow. So your land investors, are you seeing, or they have a timeline of how long they're holding on to that piece of property? Or is it's a numbers game. It comes down to, hey, this is going to be a profit today. I know we just bought it, but we can flip it today and sell it for more than we bought it for.
Oh
And,
yeah, I never want to hold on to it more than I want to have a buyer before I buy it. I'm looking for the
Mhm.
buyer the whole time I'm under contract because a lot of people think they can't make money with land. I'm not buying and waiting. I'm getting it today for a discount and then selling it for what it's worth tomorrow.
Oh, nice. So that's in contrast. That's directly opposite of what I've seen others do, where they have, yeah, I bought some land and it's sat there for decades.
Yeah.
just, I don't know. It's wild land, trees reclaiming or whatever, and
I pro-
especially here in Florida.
That's who I
So
buy land from. Those people are land rich, cash poor.
yeah,
I'd
good
rather
for you.
be both. No, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'd rather be land rich and cash rich. You know, I want the monthly payments coming in every month. We have a lot of land that's sitting. We've either taken it back or we need to sell it. And I tell my team, I'm
Hmm.
like, man, this is a liability. You know, we're having to pay taxes on this. No money's coming in. Like, we got to sell this, even if it's for $100 a month, just to get something coming in. Just sell it. I don't care.
Wow. I'm gonna shift gears. What outside of real estate are you passionate about, or involved in, maybe charity wise, or just, with
Mhm.
your family? You mentioned your daughter. What do you love doing outside of real
Man,
estate?
I have so many passions. My real estate business is based around my passions. So yes, charity wise, we support some children in Uganda. I'm a Christ follower. You know, I ask every day, like, Lord, how can I serve you today? And crazy things pop up all the time. Um, but we just got back from a 7 day ski trip. All my children are on skis. I got one snowboarder. He's crazy. All the kids are on skis. This weekend, I had my first four-wheeler race. So we're camping all weekend. I'm racing four-wheelers. But my land business supports our lifestyle. You know, luckily I'm so fortunate that we own this business that we can go and do all these things. In the military, I had to beg for time off.
Yeah, yeah. When you got out of the military, how much time did you have to sell back? Your vacation, your leave time, it just
60
accumulate.
days,
There
two
you go,
months.
max. You maxed it out. Yeah,
Yeah, two
yeah,
months I got paid. That was a good chunk of little money too. It was almost like $8,000 that I got. Yeah, it's crazy. I wasn't even able to use my leave days.
yeah. The 60 days of accumulated leave over a career in the military. Yeah, yeah, I understand that. So good for you. Um, Well, this was fantastic. So, Brent, how, if someone is looking to buy land, what is the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, probably the easiest way is go to the landsharks.com and just schedule a call with me. I'll jump on the phone and answer any questions I can. I even coach, I'll mentor a few people a month. I'm probably only doing one or two land deals a month at this point. I fund a lot of land deals for our Land Sharks community members. But you can find me on all the social medias as well, Brent L. And yes, the L stands for land, Brent L. Bowers.
Brent L. Bowers. All right, and I'll put the links down below, so people can get a hold of you directly. Brent, thank you, and we can do this again and again. I'm going to come up with some more questions for you, and go a little deeper with you. Just want to do an introduction with you, and provide an opportunity for some people to get to know more about you. And I really appreciate this. Thank you.
God bless, Nathan. Thanks so much for having me, and thanks for spending your time. Take care.